Peace, peace, peace. What's good, people? Coming to you live from Madison Square Park in Manhattan, New York. It's a lovely morning, and I just wanted to kind of expound on my video yesterday entitled Being Scammed by African Girl. There's some details that I left out, and there's other things that I didn't say that probably need further clarification for some. Um, so this is on my YouTube page, and I wrote a brief explanation on my Instagram page, Samumba_Sabukwe. Make sure you add me. Also, please like, share, subscribe to my page, hit the bell notification button. I am still trying to get to 1,000. I'm about 125, 126 away of subscribers away from that. Okay, so this is going to be another. My videos that I speak about dating and relationships in my life are generally going to be longer because I think I have a lot of good information and it's just so much to explain. So, please watch the video all the way through. Okay, so basically, I was in a online situationship since September 17th of 2019. It didn't work out. I made some bad choices in this relationship or situationship. Never met the girl, and I overlooked a lot of red flags. I overlooked really the biggest red flag is when you're with someone, that person isn't perfect. And neither are you. You're both human beings. But at the end of the day, are you really trying to be your higher self? Are you trying to be spirit beings? Are you living and communicating on flesh and emotion? Or are you living and communicating on love and spirit and soul? And I found situations where I start with myself that I made mistakes on, that I didn't communicate well with, that I didn't have patience, and I didn't have trust based on my previous relationships and situationships. So I really think that this sister cared about me. I really think that she really felt she had love for me. But everything the mistakes that I made when we had our fights was based on my lack of trust. And I didn't even realize I had that. And it's interesting because eventually it was the lack of trust really manifested itself. Like at the end of the day, she ended up with someone else. We were still supposed to still be talking, and I didn't even hear it from her. I heard it from someone else. And then it was confirmed when I saw it online. So my initial thoughts of trust, the lack of trust, they weren't unfounded in her. I just didn't know and shouldn't express myself. I said some things that weren't always loving because I was really frustrated a lot of times in this situationship. So I'm going to take that L. I'm going to take that responsibility as a man to say that I made some mistakes. We got some interesting weather happening here, so still really nice. But so, arguments would revolve around other women making comments online, would revolve around jealousy, insecure issues. She'll never admit to that, But then these issues turned into, a lot of it was like, she would say certain things like, run me that check. I would send her money and stuff like that, to help her with her business. She lived in Nigeria at the time, and I would send her all this money to help her with her school fees for her son, and then I would send this money to help her with her business to get products to sell, which she successfully started. But like I say, I made a mistake because the red flag was, I would ask her, like, what type of money is she flipping over? Like, like when I send her money to sell the products, which she would sell. But then it was like never like a real profit margin. And at that point, when I would ask questions, she would get an attitude about it. She still has her business up till this day. But that was a red flag right there because I sent a lot of money that I should have been saving, or money that I was supposed to be saving to be going over to Africa and to Nigeria. And it came to a head that she decided she wanted to get her citizenship papers from Ghana. She's from Ghana, and she was born there. And anyway, she got scammed by individuals there, thinking that she would get these papers within a couple of weeks to a month, and it ended up now it's running on past it's going into 2 to 3 months now. And so anyway, the money that I sent, she used it. I sent her money to travel there, for her and her son to travel there and back, and then for 2 weeks there to get everything together. The thought was she would get her papers together, and then eventually I would meet her in Ghana or Nigeria, and if everything worked out, we would get married. I know that sounds pretty crazy because when you haven't even met the person, it just sounds crazy, right? So I'll take that L as well, but sometimes you just gotta, you gotta go with faith. You just gotta go on your gut. And at the time, I thought that I was making the right choice. Now, in fairness to her, she's not a bad person. She's not a bad mom. She's been through a lot in her life. And, she had a child at a young age. And that's kind of shunned in, certain West African communities if you don't have a husband or whatever. But, part of that was like, it seems like her reasoning, she felt like she was 30. And because she was 30, she felt like she was getting old. She wanted a daughter real bad, and she wanted to get married real bad, and she felt like time was running out. And it's just like, seriously? And so anyway, when I found out, I was told that she found someone who's ready for marriage. Which is interesting because the day I found out was the day after she said she needed more money for something. And the week before that, I paid the rest of her rent, And it's okay if it's over, because I was really getting to the point, because we had a big blowout like a few weeks back, and she made some comments about I'm not Bill Gates and how I haven't really accomplished anything in my life at my age, And the thing is, like I told her, I said, I've accomplished a lot. I've written 2 books. I've been part of Black Lives Matter and Occupy Wall Street. I've helped to, been a small part of helping people getting higher wages. I've fought gentrification projects. I've fought against police brutality. We've had some victories. I was a small part of organizing for that. I've also helped a lot of people along the way, including her. And for her to say these things really was a sign, and that we never really talked about it. She never really fully apologized for her words. And she said, well, I'm a single mom, and you're not my son's dad. I had always considered her a father figure, like, I'm doing more for your son than you are. Not you are, but his dad is. I'm doing more for you as a woman than any man ever has. And now she's with someone else, which I don't really mind. I don't really care about, but because I never met her, so like, you can't miss what you never really had, So that's kind of like the long story, but the thing is, I still love, and I'm going to be with a black woman. I don't know where she's going to be from, but I'm no longer insisting that she's just from Africa, or outside the United States, because colonization, westernization is real, and it's having a negative effect on our black women. And I think this was the case with her, to whatever extent, So it's going to be hard because colonization, westernization is everywhere. But, you know, I'll find her eventually. I'm not hurt. Don't feel sorry. Don't feel bad for me. Don't feel, whatever. It was a learning experience. I took a L. I've had some hard times this year. I had a house fire in March, and I've been in hotels ever since. I'm now in the SRO, which is single room occupancy, and basically, hold on one second.